Well, we have 10 minutes and then we're going to have to stop because I have another hearing because it took you 21 minutes to do what you needed to do to come to court. We will go on the record in the matter 25 SC 97 Michael Hess versus Rose Hutari. Appearances are we have Mr. Hess appearing in person without counsel. Ms. Hutari appears in person without counsel. We're set today in this matter on Mr. Hess's petition for replevin. He's asking that a 7-year-old German Shepherd be returned to him. Basically, that's all I have in this case. This is set for a court trial. It was in front of Commissioner Krupa. However, Commissioner Krupa was not able to reach any determination as this matter is a contested replevin. Mr. Hess and Ms. Hutari, please stand up, raise your right hands, and be sworn in.
Do you affirm that the testimony you're about to provide in this matter should be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Yes.
You may be seated. Mr. Hess, this is your motion, your hearing, and so you have the burden of proof, and you are first to present your case. You may begin.
Your Honor, about April of 2023, Ms. Hutari and I separated or stopped dating, cohabitating. I moved out. At that time, she gave me Samson, the German Shepherd. The understanding was that I had someplace stable for him to go to keep him, and that I would bring him back to visit. I followed through with those. I brought him back to visit after a number of visits. She said, "I don't want you to bring him anymore. I don't want anything to do with you." So I stopped doing that. Fast forward to April of 2025, this past April, I went to jail for a few weeks, and Rose called my mom, said we had some understanding that if something happened to me, that she would get Samson back. And she came and took Samson. When I got out of jail, was my first opportunity to have any contact whatsoever. I sent her a text message. And here is a copy of that thread.
Can't present it yet. You have to tell me
I'm
what it is and let me know if
This
it's going to
is-
be relevant.
This is a chain of text messages between Rose and I when I first got out of jail. This is the contact that we had. I asked her how Samson was. Can I see him? Can we get him? Whatever. And she was adamantly said no, not a chance in hell. She wasn't going to let me see him. Wasn't going to let me anything. Samson, I got hurt in January of 2023. Broke my foot at work. Didn't heal right. Fast forward, I'm still going through therapy. I have an implant. Samson's been my emotional support through the whole thing up until April when she took him.
Oh, all right. You have text messages.
Yes.
Other than her saying, no, I'm not giving him back, what else are you trying to prove?
There's relevance in here, Your Honor. She
And I'm
said,
just going to say you have to stop talking when I'm talking. You can't talk over
Alright.
me. I have a court reporter who takes down everything. She can't take down two people speaking.
I'm sorry, Your Honor. In the text messages, the thread was our original agreement. She says why she removed herself from that agreement. And she also admits that Samson was my support and Samson was trying to save me and keep me. And she says that I failed him. And it also points out that Ms. Hutari thinks that I should be locked up behind bars. I'm not sure where she gets her information or her evidence or anything like that, but I've not been convicted in any court in this county or state or
That's not
country.
relevant for today, but yes.
I agree. Thank you. That's what I was getting at. Okay, because we're going to hear that. It also shows that she said that it's in here that Samson was trying to save me. She recommended that I go see Jeannie Daniels, a medium in Frederick, and I did. I took Samson with me, and Miss Daniels said that Samson and I have not just met, we've met before. Her first question to me was, do you believe in your reincarnation? I said, I'm not opposed to it. I'm not closed to it. I don't have enough information to make that decision. And she said that, well, you and Samson were in a life together before.
I don't know who Jeannie Daniels is.
I didn't either. She is a medium. She's very very respected in her work area. Rose suggested we go see her.
All right, so what you have to prove to the court is that you are in proper ownership of Samson. I haven't heard when the dog was received or purchased or gotten as a gift.
April of 2023, sorry. After we broke up, there was some concern. I asked her what we're gonna do with the kid. She said he wants to be with you. He's followed me around since.
Again, I haven't heard when you first received or got the dog. I'm hearing April 2023. That's
Yep.
when you broke up. I'm not seeing how the dog poof came into your life.
That's what I was trying to explain, Your Honor. In April of 2023, about April, was when I moved out. We had a conversation, what we're gonna do with the dog. She said he wants to be with you.
When did you get the dog?
April of 2023.
Oh, so he just magically came up in your life in April 2023. When was the dog first received? From Miss Hutari? Did she buy the dog from a
First received.
pet?
First
place?
received by her.
From anybody? How did the dog come into ownership of anybody?
She bought the dog from her cousin in Pine City, I believe it was. He's 2018.
And were you together at that time?
No, we were friends.
Okay. All right, and then so when did you and Miss Hutari get into a relationship?
2020. But we'd been friends before that. I've known Samson since he was a puppy, since she got him. She'd actually gotten him for her ex-boyfriend.
You purchased him for an ex-boyfriend?
She purchased him and was going to give him to an ex-boyfriend, yes.
All right, and then you're indicating or telling the court that in April 2023, when you broke up, she gave you, Miss Hutari gave you Samson and said that you would give him a stable life. Do you have
Yes.
any proof other than your conversations?
Yeah, right. The text messages. There's no denial of her giving them to me. She admits that she gave him to me, that he was my dog.
Okay, where in those text messages would it say that?
Page 3.
And what does it say?
Well, I went through, okay, it says it was never that I didn't want Sammy. It was 100% that I didn't want you in my life at all. You had him and you went there. Sammy has served his time. Now it is time for him to relax and have a normal life.
Where does it say that she gave him to you?
Well, that is her response. There's no denial that she gave him to me from my text. My text. Would you like me to read my text?
No.
Okay.
What I want to know is, okay, it could be a gift. It could be a contract. It could be something of that. I'm not hearing what it is.
It was a gift. There was no contract. Verbal contract. That was it.
Okay, so as a gift, she gave him to you in 2023.
Yes.
And what was the conversation?
Conversation was, she said, if you have a stable place to take him, then yes, but I want you to bring him back to visit.
Okay. All right, and so you would like the court to receive those text messages?
Yes.
Please provide her, Ms. Hutari, with a copy as well as the court. I can have it, thank you.
All right, let's talk about that. This Replevin hearing had everything you'd expect from a classic pet custody dispute emotion, history, a tangle of texts, and yes, even a psychic medium. The case, Michael Hess versus Rose Hutari. The issue, custody of a 7-year-old German Shepherd named Samson. And Judge Mogen, keeping her usual no-nonsense demeanor, made it clear from the jump. 10 minutes on the clock, let's get to it. Michael Hess opened with his version of events. According to him, When he and Rose broke up in April 2023, she gifted him Samson, no contract, just a verbal agreement, hinging on whether he could provide a stable home. He claims he did just that, took the dog, visited Rose with Samson occasionally, until those visits were shut down. Fast forward to April 2025, Hess ends up in jail briefly, and while he's out of the picture, Rose picks up Samson, allegedly saying they had an agreement in case something happened. Hess wasn't having that, and the hearing is his attempt to legally retrieve the dog. What made Hess's testimony interesting was how detailed and at times unorthodox it got. He cited text messages where Rose supposedly acknowledges giving him Samson and references the dog as having served his time, but he also delved into territory that had Judge Mogen visibly trying to steer things back. Case in point, he brought up a session with a medium, yes, a medium who claimed he and Samson had known each other in a past life. Respectfully, that didn't help his legal argument, though it certainly added some flavor. Judge Mogen, to her credit, stayed focused. She kept Hess on track, repeatedly asking, when exactly did he get the dog, who originally purchased him, and where is the clear proof of ownership transfer? Hess stated that Rose bought Samson from a cousin back in 2018, well before they were in a relationship, and that she gave him the dog after their breakup. But despite Hess's confidence, Judge Mogen pressed him to identify the exact text where Rose definitively says, "I gave you the dog." Hess pointed to implications, but the judge wanted more than vibes. She wanted clear language. A gift, a contract, what was this exactly? The courtroom vibe was tense, but civil. Hess clearly cared about Samson. He described the dog as emotional support during his injury recovery, but it was also clear he was frustrated by what he saw as an unfair and abrupt custody change. Judge Mogen, on the other hand, made it clear that emotional attachments aside, Replevin is about property rights and the burden of proof sat firmly on Mr. Hess's shoulders. We didn't get a resolution here, but what we did get was a tight procedural window where the judge balanced a unique case with a disciplined approach. And while the psychic angle probably won't end up in the ruling, it's the kind of detail that keeps these hearings memorable. If you found this hearing insightful, consider subscribing, hitting the bell, and letting me know your thoughts in the comments below. I read everyone,